Capricorn, welcome to your reading for mid-February 2021. At the bottom of the deck, you got the Page of Swords. So we're going to take a look at your past, present, and future energy. In the past, you got the Eight of Cups in reverse. You get the Five of Wands, and then the Ten of Cups in reverse. In your present, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Swords. And then in your future energy, you have the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Chariot. So Capricorn, it almost feels to me, especially with this Eight of Cups right here and this Ten of Cups on each side of that Five of Wands. So the Eight of Cups can represent sort of the ability or inability to welcome change, I guess is how I want to say it. So I feel like you're in a relationship in the recent past where you were having a hard time changing. or rolling with it or going with the flow. I think with that Five of Wands right there, it caused a lot of conflict. And I think, unfortunately, you may have lost out on somebody who potentially could have been like your happy family or Ten of Cups. In the traditional tarot, it's that, happy family with the rainbow and, the husband, wife, two kids, and a dog kind of picture. So it feels like, maybe this person that you were in a relationship with, or even just casually dating, it's like maybe they were a little bit more of a free spirit than you were, and it was not something that you were able to really run with fully. This Ace of Pentacles in your present energy is kind of can represent missed opportunities. With the Seven of Swords here at the center of your reading, Seven of Swords in reverse, it can be representative of dishonesty or deception. I feel a little bit like maybe you unintentionally misrepresented yourself to this person. They were under the impression that, you were maybe a little more adventurous than you are, or a little more go with the flow than you are. And when that came to light, you are an earth sign, you're very stable. Not to be stereotypical, but a lot of Capricorns do tend to like routine. I have my moon is Capricorn. So I do like a lot of routine things myself, even though I'm actually an air sign. My sun sign is an air sign. So I feel like once they realize that you weren't quite the person that they thought you were, I think this Queen of Swords energy came in, and I think they cut you out of their life, which seems to have affected a little bit of a change in you, because, and I say that with this Page of Swords energy, that's a very kind of, what do I want to say, kind of a creative energy, I think. And then you have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands right next to each other. So the Two of Wands is definitely kind of knowing where you're going and maybe looking ahead and making plans, maybe being a little adventurous, because Wands are more passionate and creative. And then you have the Three of Wands, which is kind of the natural continuation from the Two of Wands. Also more of a passionate type thing. And right here at the end of all of this, you have the Chariot, which is kind of moving forward with a plan, which of course a Capricorn would never move forward without a plan, being an earth sign. So, but what I can't quite put my finger on it, but it almost feels like this Queen of Swords had a pretty profound effect on you. Like, it almost made you feel like you do need to step out of your comfort zone. It might have been a little bit of a learning experience. I think losing that Ten of Cups, like if you really, really liked this person, it may have had a pretty profound effect on you, and just that feeling of, wow, I missed out on this person. And because I couldn't quite, it's like maybe they were the kind of person that was like, hey, it's, 5 o'clock on a Sunday night, let's go try this new brew pub. And maybe you were like, well, I have to work in the morning, so I can't do that. It's great to be responsible, but it just may have been just one of those situations where it was too too much conflict in the way that this person lived their life. And I mean, that could certainly be a sign that you guys weren't meant to be together, of course, but it may have sort of sparked something in you to be a little bit more adventurous. I love this little guy on this card because he's got a spyglass and he really looks like he's ready to go out there and, just explore, check out the world and do something new. I mean, that's the epitome of getting on the road to adventure kind of feel there. And the Chariot is definitely, I mean, that's a major arcana, and it feels like a major change to start moving ahead. Now, what I can't, like I said, put my finger on is if you're making these changes perhaps in an effort to win this person back, or maybe try to sync yourself up more with this person, your lost 10 of Cups. And again, with this 7 of Swords in reverse at the center of your reading, I would just caution against, that whole square peg and a round hole kind of thing. Don't try to change yourself into somebody that you're really inherently not to be with this person. I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, I maybe need to open myself up to new experiences and be a little less rigid and be a little less of an earth sign, but be more adventurous, like in this 2 of Wands and kind of this 3 of Wands energy right there. But this gives me almost an impression of you maybe rushing forward into a big change, and that may be not what you necessarily want to do to win this person back, because it's going to smack of dishonesty again, especially if they're already a little distrustful because they realized you weren't quite maybe the person that you were selling yourself as. So again, not to say that change is bad, and trying to get out of that energy of, not wanting to change. It's like, if you're a person of routine and it's like, hey, on Saturdays I get up at 8 a.m. and I do A, B, and C, and I never do it any differently. Yeah, maybe that it is time to start thinking about how to be this 2 of Wands and how to move that change along, even if you're doing it in a very methodical way. But I would say avoid maybe falling back into this trap of this 7 of Swords here in the center, because if you are doing this with the intention of trying to get this Queen of Swords back, she's going to cut you out again. I mean, a queen is very powerful anyway, but a Queen of Swords is very all about intellect and thought and that type of thing. And they will, obviously just, if they have to. So, change is good, I think, is the overall message here. And it's good that you're thinking about getting out of, your comfort zone, but just be cautious if it's to win this person back. So, Capricorn, that's what I have for you for mid-February 2021. Hopefully that resonated. If it did, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.